welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something pretty interesting. Using a tool like Grok to get a better handle on the world of trading.
Yeah, you shared some really great starting points with us thinking about Grok for market insights, getting real-time info.
Right, strategy development too, learning
Mm.
the basics, even analyzing assets or portfolios you might be thinking about.
And keeping updated, avoiding pitfalls.
Yeah,
There's a lot there.
exactly. So our mission today, we want to give you a clear sense of how Grok could, practically, help you become a more informed, maybe more strategic trader.
Yeah.
Without just dumping tons of information on you.
Let's make it useful. And I think one of the most fascinating ways to start based on your sources is using it for that real-time market sentiment.
Oh, yeah, like searching X, formerly Twitter. Imagine you're curious about Tesla.
Mm.
You could literally ask Grok something like, what are traders on X saying about Tesla's stock today?
And boom, you get this raw feed of chatter. It's pretty powerful for gauging the immediate mood or maybe spotting breaking news almost instantly.
But, okay, you get this flood of opinions. What do you actually do with it?
Mm.
It could be just noise.
That's the critical part. You get the pulse, but you absolutely need context. Is everyone suddenly down on Tesla because the whole market's dipping?
Right.
Or is it something specific, like a negative safety report that just dropped? That distinction is, well, everything. You have to look deeper than just the raw sentiment feed.
Okay, so it's a starting point, a signal to investigate further. Makes sense.
Yeah, think of it as an early warning system, maybe.
Got it. Now, moving beyond that immediate buzz, Grok can help with the more fundamental stuff, too, like understanding how companies are actually performing.
Absolutely. Your sources point this out clearly. You could ask for, say, give me a breakdown of Apple's recent earnings and stock performance.
So it summarizes the key financial data.
Exactly. It pulls that publicly available information together, highlights the key numbers, trends, saves you potentially hours of sifting through reports.
Nice. A quick snapshot. And what about bigger picture stuff, like entire industries?
Yep, that too. If you're wondering about, say, semiconductors, you could ask, what are the latest trends in the semiconductor industry?
Okay.
And Grok can synthesize information from various sources, news articles, reports, maybe even analyst commentary it has access to, and give you a concise overview.
This is where it gets really practical, I think, especially if you're maybe newer to trading or just looking for fresh ideas, exploring strategies.
Right. You could ask something pretty direct, like, suggest a low-risk stock trading strategy for beginners.
And what would it give you? Just a name?
No, it can actually outline the strategy based on, established principles. It might describe steps involved, maybe touch on risk management concepts.
Like stop losses. Maybe.
Potentially, yeah. Things
Right.
like setting stop-loss orders or diversifying. It's drawing on a vast amount of text about trading strategies.
Okay. And speaking of risk,
Mm-hmm.
this one surprised me a bit in the sources. Using Grok to help spot potential scams.
Yeah, that's a really interesting application. You could feed it an article or a post and ask, is this article about a stock pump and dump scheme credible?
For anyone listening who might not know, can you quickly explain a pump and dump?
Sure. Simply put, it's market manipulation. Someone, or a group, hacks up a stock, usually a cheap one, with false or misleading positive statements.
To get the price to jump up artificially, the pump.
Exactly. Then, once the price is inflated by unsuspecting buyers jumping in, the original manipulators sell off their shares at the high price. The dump.
Leaving everyone else with potentially worthless stock. Nasty stuff.
Very. So Grok might help by, say, cross-checking the information, seeing if the source is known for shilling stocks, or if the claims seem wildly out of line with reality. It could flag those suspicious signs.
Like maybe noticing if it's a bunch of anonymous accounts pushing the same message with crazy price targets.
Precisely. If there's no real business news to justify the hype Grok is seeing, that's a potential red flag it could surface.
Okay, so recapping a bit. Grok seems like a potentially powerful research assistant, right? For market trends, company performance.
Asking things like, latest semiconductor trends, or break down Apple's earnings.
Or even exploring strategies, like that low-risk strategy for beginners query.
Yeah, it's fascinating how it can synthesize information from so many different areas relevant to trading. It kind of democratizes access to doing that initial research, doesn't it?
It really does seem to put a lot of info at your fingertips. But, and this is crucial, it can't trade for you. Right.
Absolutely not. It's a research and analysis tool. It doesn't have brokerage access. It can't execute orders.
And critically, it's not giving financial advice.
No, that's vital. It can summarize information, outline concepts, maybe even highlight risks it sees in the data, but it doesn't know your financial situation or risk tolerance.
So always, always consult a qualified financial advisor for actual advice tailored to you.
Couldn't stress that enough. It's about using the tool responsibly. Grok gives you data, information, maybe even potential insights, but the critical thinking, the validation, the decision making, that's still on you.
Right. So here's something to think about as we wrap up. How could integrating a tool like Grok into your sort of daily information gathering routine change how you understand market dynamics?
Yeah, how might it shift your approach to just learning about finance or exploring potential trading ideas? What other, maybe unexpected ways could you leverage a tool like this to get an edge in understanding really complex information streams?
Lots to consider there. Thanks for diving deep with us today.